faithful. Heaven's inside of us indeed. Well, good morning. Again, my name is Andrea Recht. I'm a practitioner here. I'm delighted to be before you in this way. Reverend Mike had a little minor procedure, some basal cell carcinoma on his nose that had to come off. I've got one on my back that's coming off very soon. I guess he had some swelling and didn't want to come before you looking the way he did. Yeah, so we're knowing perfect health and vitality for him right where he is. Yes. I want to thank Reverend Maureen for asking me to step in. She asked me on Friday, and I was like, wait, what? I usually need a little more time than this to prepare because I'm not as well seasoned as Nancy and Maureen and Rev. And I said that to her. I said, wait, what? This Sunday? Oh, okay. Yes, okay. I can do it. I can be ready. So I am indeed happy to be here. And I love the chill in the air in the morning. I loved all the rain. I love that we're stepping into the holiday season. So let me say an early happy Thanksgiving to you all. In keeping with let me just remind us that the November theme wasn't that. The November theme has been loving the unlikable. And I know that there were wonderful talks about that. The theme for this week wasn't that. The theme for this week was grateful for kith, K-I-T-H, and kin. And I was in receipt of the talk notes with that talk title, grateful for kith and kin. And I looked at the talk notes and I said, why isn't the November theme gratitude? I couldn't figure that out. So I made it. That's what I made it. And by the way, I've been given liberty to do this as I please. You can use the talk notes or do your own thing. So this week I chose to do my own thing because November's gratitude month, right? It's Thanksgiving. And Thanksgiving is all about giving thanks. And so I chose to talk about gratitude and Thanksgiving as spiritual practice because for me, it's one of the main, biggest things that keeps me anchored is being grateful and thankful, no matter what is going on in my life, in the world. When I can come back to a place of gratitude, all is well. So that's what I chose to talk about. And it is taking, the risk of being predictable, but call me predictable. The truth is, I have so much in my life to be thankful and grateful for, including you and you and you and you and each and every one of you and this place and Reverend Mike and everyone who isn't here and the obvious things like family and friends and a beautiful home and a great job that I'm also retiring from in June after almost 30 years. There's just so much for me to be grateful for. So bear with me while and my sobriety. I don't need to be anonymous about that. I'm just grateful for so much. The truth is, and I'll talk about that in a little while, I've come to a place in my life where I've learned to be thankful for everything because I've discovered, well, I'm going to save that for a minute. I just want to share this really quick story with you that I often spend time at my daughter and grandkids' house in Burbank. And so Friday was my last day of work for Thanksgiving break. I get the whole week off. So I packed up my car with pots and pans and clothing for the week, and I moved to my daughter's in Burbank. And when I got there Friday, she said, "Oh, Mom, there's this thing in Burbank. They do it every year, and it's Holiday in the Park. And they shut down Magnolia Boulevard, and everybody keeps their stores open, and there's booths and a Ferris wheel and food trucks and jumpy, bouncy houses and dancers, and I was like, ugh. She said, well, so we're gonna go, and I was like, okay, I could stay here. And she said, no, it's fun, and you like to have fun, and we're gonna have fun. And I was like, okay. And so we went, and within the first 5 minutes, I was overstimulated. It was very crowded, and lots of lights, and Ferris wheels, and bouncy houses. And then I saw a band setting up, and I was like, oh. And I turned around, and it was Teresa. And 4 members, not of her group band, the Tramps.
Right, no.
It wasn't her group, but 4 good-looking older guys. And I asked her, I said, is this the Eldermen? Because I wasn't at the, because they're my age. They're older, maybe younger, but still, mature gentlemen. And so I said to my kids, I gave her a big hug, and I was like, oh my God, I'm so happy to see you here. And I said to my kids and grandkids, I'll be right here. You guys go do your thing, run around, visit with 10,000 people, and I'll stay right here and listen to Teresa. And I did, and they were fantastic. I mean, they get their funk on, let me tell you. They were amazing. And then there's a keyboard and a sax player, and he sang Stand By Me. And this couple who was out there got up and started to dance. And they were magic. The way she dipped her knees down and swayed backwards, and he held her. I was like, oh my God, I would never get up again the way she did. But they were magical. I could have watched them all night, and it just turned out to be, thank you. I'm grateful for you, and I'm grateful I stumbled upon you. And she said, oh, you saw my flyer in Sparks Hall? I was like, no. I didn't see it, but there she was, and it was fantastic. It was really, really fun. So I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful I ran into you. Oh, it was really great. And every time they started to play, every now and then a little girl in a little dance costume would come up and say, we're going to dance now, so if you could. So they had to stop playing for a few minutes because across the street were these dancers. Anyway, but every time you started to play again, just this crowd gathered around them because they're so good, right? So it was really fun. Okay. So gratitude and thanksgiving. I have come to see these 2 ideas as really as a foundation of my spiritual practice. Gratitude is really a creative force, right? It's a vital component of the creative process. In fact, it's the 4th step in spiritual mind treatment. And the thing is, it comes at the end of the treatment because it emphasizes completion. I know it is done. I know it is so. I give thanks. And when we're grateful, we are recognizing that which we're seeking is already done. So I give thanks for it before I have evidence of it having taken place. Neville Goddard says that feeling grateful for what you want as if you already have it sets the law into motion. So for those of you who have not had classes in the science of mind and spirit, we emphasize that the creative process, and it's akin to we use a garden analogy. You plant a seed into the soil and you get a plant. And when you plant a carrot seed into the soil, you're gonna get a carrot plant, unless there's some cross, you got other tomato seeds in there. When we plant our thought into the creative field around us, the field of creative intelligence, we get that which is in vibrational match to the thought that we put into the seed. So the seed is our thought. The soil is the creative medium, right? And then the demonstration is the carrot stick. Gratitude isn't just, it's also not just a seasonal thing, right? Or a societal thing. Thank you for holding the door open for me. Thank you for passing the mashed potatoes. It really allows me to be more receptive to what it is that is coming my way. It's not something that I do. It's really what I've become. I'm just grateful. Thoreau says it like this: I'm grateful for what I am and have. My thanksgiving is perpetual. It's surprising how contented one can be with nothing definite, only a sense of existence. I have to tell you, yesterday I was blessed enough to I was out in Burbank with my daughter and my 2 older grandkids, and then my other daughter called and said, hey, we're coming over to teach Bodie, my 5-year-old grandson, how to ride a bike. Without his training wheels are gone. We're going to teach him how to ride a bike. My daughter lives on a much quieter street than the other daughter does. So I had all 4 of my grandkids there, my 2 daughters, and I just felt so thankful for nothing in particular. And that's, there's a difference between conditional gratitude and unconditional gratitude, which is really spiritual gratitude, where we can just be thankful, not because I have a new boyfriend, or not because I won the lottery. It's not like, oh, I'm going to be grateful when I get that job that I really want, or I'm going to be grateful when I retire, or I'm going to be grateful when I get that new car. No. I can be grateful and thankful no matter what. And the truth is, every single, and I've said this before, so if you've heard me say it, I'm just going to emphasize it, or shut your ears. I have come to learn that every single thing in my life, when I was going through thinking, how in the daylights am I going to get through this horrible thing that is happening right now? And when I think about those experiences, looking back on them now, it's like, oh, that's why. And look at what I learned from that. Thank you. That old idea that every cloud has a silver lining has been true for me. So gratitude as a spiritual orientation, a way of seeing the world, a way of being in which we're able to recognize the divinity in all things. Grace. It's really grace. It's an awareness or a state of being which allows me to see God here, good here, life itself, expressing as whatever the experience is that I might be going through. Eckhart Tolle, another one of my favorites. Acknowledging the good that you already have in your life is the foundation for all good things to come, for all abundance. And if the only prayer we ever utter is thank you, that is enough. Gratitude lifts my vibration to match the frequency of that which I am seeking. And if I'm seeking really good things, then my vibration gets to be really high. I don't mean high like I smoke too much stuff, but once upon a time I did mean that. So we want, wait, what? I just got the light. I got the light, you guys. Next I'm going to get the cane, the hook. I might go over a few minutes. The thing about gratitude is that when I'm grateful, I'm really present. I'm present to the presence in the present. I can't be grateful when I'm thinking about the future, planning and worrying about the future, or ruminating and feeling guilty and crappy about the past. So when I'm thankful and grateful, I'm really in the here and now. So I might just take a slow breath. And just say silently or out loud, thank you, thank you. I'm grateful. And I notice immediately how it all slows down. Some of the chatter kind of stops. The mind settles. Things quiet down. And I make myself more receptive to more good. And that is spiritual versus conditional gratitude. Didn't you notice? I mean, if you did that with me, did you notice that some of the chatter stops? So the invitation is to practice that. I love this idea also that it's not happiness that makes us grateful. It's gratefulness that makes us happy. Have you noticed that in your life? I'm sure we can all agree that it's easy to be grateful when things are going very well in our life, when things are harmonious, when we feel good. I got some change in my pocket. I'm healthy. I'm feeling loved. I'm connected. And sometimes things like anxiety or depression, financial stress and strain, sometimes these are the experiences of people as we enter the holiday season. So what does gratitude look like then? How does one experience gratitude in the midst of, for example, a health opportunity? And I call it an opportunity instead of a challenge, because it comes with opportunities to readjust, to improve, to enhance. But what does gratitude look like when I'm in the midst of a breakup or a loss? Behind every fear is love. Behind every hate is unity. Behind every problem is an opportunity for greater expression. I was talking to my daughter the other night about the talk that I was going to do. Sometimes I like to practice on them, and they're always too busy to really listen. So they pretend they're listening, and then they say later, "That was really good, Mom," even though I didn't really hear it. But I was talking to my daughter about this idea of how I have come to a place in my life where I can be thankful and grateful no matter what I'm going through. And she had a slightly different take on it. She couldn't quite get there yet. But she said, yeah, Mom, or maybe when you're in the midst of something, you can find something else to be grateful for, which is maybe a stepping stone to the idea of, I can be grateful for this thing I'm going through now, even though it feels and smells like something you don't want to step in. I can still be thankful and grateful for it, knowing that there's an opportunity for greater expression. She couldn't quite get there. She said, yeah, but maybe you can find something else to be grateful for, which is, like I said, a stepping stone. But isn't that a wonderful idea? And that's our own Ernest Holmes. So, and gratitude in times of difficulty is not a spiritual bypass. We're not pretending that everything's fine, but we're choosing to see through it to the spiritual truth, the spiritual reality, the deeper reality. It might mean that we're giving thanks for the strength that is arising in the moment. It might mean that we're giving thanks for the wisdom that is guiding us. It might mean that we're giving thanks for the healing that is unfolding, even if I'm not seeing it happen right now. So there's always something. I remember Beckwith over at Agape used to say, pain pushes till the vision pulls. And so when we have a spiritual vision, it can pull us out of the pain. I know somebody very dear to my family who's going, she was dating this guy for 8 months and he broke up with her because essentially she's crazy. And he discovered that. I love her dearly and I know the truth for her, but she has the appearance of crazy. And so she's really like, oh, she couldn't work for a week and she can't get out of bed and she's fainting and she's throwing up and she cannot see beyond the circumstance. She can't. She's in a hole and we're throwing her a ladder to come out, to climb out, and she just can't. She can't. So it's very challenging for me right now with her to, because I can't, Nancy's laughing and shaking her head because I think maybe you've had the experience of trying to work with somebody to help them see this, I wish I could show you when you're lonely or in darkness, the astonishing light of your own being. Hafiz. Yes. I wish I could show you while you're in that hole the astonishing magnificence of you by virtue of who we are. There used to be this saying, this is no offense to the men in the room, and there's only like there's a few of you, there's 4 of you here. And this is no offense to you, but there used to be this saying, I don't even remember where I first heard it. A woman needs a man like a fish needs a bicycle. And I want to say that, and I love men. I'd love to have a relationship right now, but I'm very picky. And I think I just put myself in a bad position. I want to say that to her, to my dear little, almost, she's like a daughter to me. Come out of the hole. You're going to be okay. It's better this way right now. It wasn't meant to be. I wish I could show you when you're lonely or in darkness the astonishing light of your own being. Who are you? Who are we? We are made in the image and likeness of it. Perfect, whole, and complete. I don't need that if that's not for me. The invitation is for us to get through this holiday season with joy and gratitude and thanksgiving on our hearts. I am committed to continuing to make these components, gratitude, thanksgiving, faith, recognizing the light of my own being, seeing the light of beingness in each one of you. I'm committed to making this a part of my permanent spiritual practice. And I invite you to join me in that journey. So let's pray together, shall we? Let's begin this prayer with gratitude on our hearts. As I proclaim and announce that I am deeply grateful, my heart is filled and overflowing with thanksgiving for knowing absolutely that there is a power and a presence and one life of all. There is a power and a presence and just one life. And no other power exists outside of this infinite, magnificent being, life itself. How grateful and thankful I am to know that this being, this thing that we call spirit or God, is everywhere expressing itself. How grateful I am to know that it is right here, right now, expressing as my very life, as the light of my being, as the life that I express, as the life force that flows through my veins, as my breath, the in-breath, the out-breath, and everything in between. God is all there is. How grateful and thankful I am to know that God is expressing itself in all of these magnificent ways. How grateful I am that gratitude and thanksgiving are at the core of my spiritual practice, and I feed them daily, and I give thanks daily for everything. I go through the alphabet listing something I'm grateful for every single letter, and I can do that 10 times because there is so much to be thankful and grateful for. And so I simply bless each of us as we joyfully make our way through this holiday season, knowing that gratitude and thanksgiving remain forefront in our awareness, that we are blessed to see the divinity all around us, to see God here, to see good here, to see life here, and how grateful I am to participate in all of it. I'm grateful for each and every individual here, blessing each of us this Thanksgiving, declaring that we are surrounded and blessed with friends or family or pets or whatever we do. There is good here. God is here. And I remain thankful and grateful for everything all the time, no matter what. I know something magnificent is percolating. And so I just bask and bathe and marinate in gratitude and thanksgiving forever and ever. And for this and so much more, I remain thankful and grateful as I lovingly release this word to that aspect of infinite intelligence known as law, which always and only says, yes, my beloved, yes, in you I am well pleased. So I know it is done. I know it is so. So I let it